What they said? Harry did what they said. You want the what they said?
I do actually, but I don't have anything else to add.
Madison?
Sorry. Yeah, obviously I agree with everything Dan said. Also, just knowing Abercrombie and Fitch, growing up, it's not the most culturally diverse brand. From their models to their clothing, it's very
Shishi?
Yes, and it's very much, I think, coming from someone who grew up in the white suburbs of California, I think it's aimed towards those people. And as the brand grew, I think I've seen other brands in the U.S. run into these problems, like American Apparel and Urban Outfitters, where just from body type, you can kind of, the way that they design their clothes, it's not for, they're not made for everyone, and they don't explicitly say that, but I think this is kind of how it comes to light, where I think it absolutely had to do with the fact that she was a practicing Muslim, and they just didn't want to even
accommodate her, or they weren't even interested, shall we assume, in growing their consumer base to include practicing Muslims. Shall we assume that? Is that reasonable?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that they hire people that they want to attract the same alike. So, for example, my cousin, who is very much Caucasian, blonde, blue eyes, very typical Abercrombie crowd that they would like, was in the store when she was in high school, and they just approached her and said, "Hey, do you want a job here?" Because
we like your look, meaning you're blonde, blue-eyed Caucasian.
Exactly.
Lisa, your light went on there for a sec. Did you want to say something?
No, I was going to agree with Madison. I mean, actually, it wasn't that long ago that there was a scandal about this year from Abercrombie and Fitch actually saying in public that the brand wasn't for everyone, that he just wanted good-looking people wearing that brand.
Which he understood to be Caucasians.
For that.
Oh, I do recall that. What's the guy's name?
Caucasian, slim. I don't remember. Let me look it up.
Yulia, did you want to say something?
No, I was just I was thinking that maybe I've been misunderstood because I don't think they, well, I do think they didn't hire her because she was Muslim. It's just, what I'm saying is that they could have tried to reach an understanding with her, and they didn't even try that. That's what I think is the most.
So, based upon what Madison is saying, do you think if she had taken off the headscarf, let's suppose for sake of argument she is a person of color, would they have let her work there, Madison?
I really don't. I don't know, and I don't know. I think there's no way that they've only hired Caucasian. I'm sure that there's somewhat of a diverse workforce in Abercrombie, but I think this was the first time where race and religion became, like, they felt maybe, like, I don't think if you hired someone of black descent that would they wouldn't necessarily bring up a religion card. So I think this was the first time where both of those maybe converged, and they couldn't. I don't know.
So you think that's a toss-up based upon what you know of the history of this guy?
Yeah.
Lisa, did you find the guy's name?
Hold on, I'm sorry. I found Mike Jeffries.
Kira, do you know anything about this Mike Jeffries?
I don't, but from my understanding of the case, it seemed like the interviewer was genuinely concerned about how her hijab would, or her headscarf would relate to their no cap policy. Like, I agree that there was discrimination there. Like, I do believe that. But I don't necessarily think that it was like there was that level of like racism and prejudice at every level. I think the court upheld a decision that says like you have to, even if you have this otherwise neutral rule, you have to take other things into consideration. So if someone is a practicing Muslim, they should be able to wear their headscarf, whether or not you have a no hat rule.
And one would assume that you also would have the right, and in fact this case was already decided many years ago, clear back when I was in law school, you would have the right to wear a yarmulke if you were a male, right?
Yes.
And presumably you would have the right to wear a turban if you were, I'm sorry, I'm not remembering, the Indian religion where you wear turbans and a dagger.
Yeah.
What? Sikh, if you were Sikh. So presumably it would extend to all of those religious caps, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I do agree that there's like Abercrombie has a long history of like not having enough diversity and being discriminatory, but I don't think we can really speculate like based on this case whether or not they would hire a person of color. I think the issue is how religious garments interact with their otherwise neutral policies.
Okay. Well, we are now at 6:25. We will pick this up again on Friday. And here's the deal. We are not going to get to week six by Friday. We might just get a start on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you a test that's based only on weeks 1 through 5. Okay, folks?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay, so see you on Friday, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.